How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. Ended up posting a red day, but I know I'm going to get those questions, Dre. Where do you see this stock going? Is it worth actually loading up on the dip when it does occur? The previous video I was telling you guys there is some downside pressure, but we'll talk about it further in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder, you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know what it looks like in the bearish case scenario and as well as in the bullish case scenario. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent short interest information. The reason why this is important because it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know the buying and the selling behavior on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $2.20, being down 6.78%. On the low, it tested $2.20, and then on the high, testing $2.36. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 19.529 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days is at 19.184 million shares. So we had the average volume on the day, but we still saw some downside in the stock. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is the daily chart, we can see from the RSI down below, it is at 36.08. And then when we take a look at our moving averages here on the chart, we are below the 200-day, the 100-day, the 50-day, and as well as the 21-day EMA. So it is very clear that BBIG is in a bear market, trading below all of our major moving averages. So like I was saying in the previous video, we are not surprised at what's been happening. You don't want to be caught in the middle of a falling knife. So the next level that you want to look out for is going to be right here around $2, and we could see this level as far as for tomorrow. Another thing that I want to bring to your attention as well, you could see we also do have a gap here, and where this gap needs to be filled is around $1.60. So that means if we break through $2, there's a chance we can go down to $1.60. So that is something that you're going to want to be fully aware of. If you want to see a reversal from BBIG, it's going to have to come back to reclaim all the way up here to around $2.54 and then get to the 21-day EMA, which is around $2.80. And we know that $3 is a psychological area, so that's right around the 50-day. There could be some profit taking, but you need that buying pressure and that volume to move the stock further. But for the most part, things are not looking too great whatsoever. And unless we see some uptrend in these markets, especially inside of the tech sector, looks like this downtrend will just continue. Now let's move on to the short interest information. So we're going to take a look at the recent short interest information for BBIG. So for the off-exchange short volume ratio, it is at 50.67%. And then for the off-exchange short volume, it is just over 4.03 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 100,000, updated 27 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow-free rate, we could see for the latest being at 9.10%. And then when we take a look at the history, the short volume of the close of the third, it was at 55.19, and then for the close of the fourth, it's at 50.67. So what this tells us right away, BBIG does continue to have short squeeze potential. Now let's move on to the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we see on the inflow, it is at 8.06, and then on the outflow, it's at 10.58. When we take a look at the breakdown, on the large, it was 1.13. On the medium, it is 5.49, and then on the small, it is 1.44. Taking a look at the outflow side, you can see on the large, it is 1.44. On the medium, it is 7.40, and then on the small, it was 1.74. Keep in mind, these numbers are in the millions. Taking a look at the large-scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for today, March 7th, it being a negative outflow of 0.31. And then when we take a look at the small-scale orders that tends to represent the retail side, you can see that we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the large, which represents whales, institutions, and funds, we had more selling than we had buying. And then when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it is at 14.81%. So this is a normal range for BBIG. It is a volatile play. And with the pullback we've been experiencing inside of the market, you can just see there's a good amount of selling that is happening. And it's part of the reasons why we have fell from being in those previous areas when we were trading around $3 and so forth. I'll talk about it further inside of the final thoughts. Let's get into it right now. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, when it comes to the price action, you need to see this stock get above $2.57 and then make its move to $2.80. If it continues to consolidate, of course, you want to see it stay right above $2. And if it breaks through $2, to let you guys know, we do have a gap to the downside, which is around $1.60. And this becomes a very attractive level, and I could see many people wanting to go in and buy the dip. So add that to your homework and as well as your due diligence. Also, when we went on Fintel, taking a look at the short interest information, it does continue to have short squeeze potential. So this is why if we have a catalyst and we have that buying volume coming in, we could see some moves to the upside. But as long as the volume is dying down and we have a lot of selling that is happening, the downward pressure will continue, and it's part of the reasons why I gave you guys those price levels to the downside, so you're prepared. And maybe you might be thinking about buying the dip, but before you do that, again, do your homework, do your due diligence. I have to keep reiterating this. I don't want you guys just watching a video and then automatically say, you know what, well, it's time to buy, and you don't even know what price to buy it at, when you want to exit, not having a strategy. It is not the way to go about seeing success, especially in the choppy markets that we are in. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will continue to keep you updated and inside of the loop. We'll talk soon.